Alright, hey guys. Like yesterday, I told everyone I'm gonna try to make some map rotations. I probably won't do all of them. I'll do a bit. I'll do some of these. Hopefully we can use this in tonight's scrim if this video gets out on time. I'm gonna probably start with watch point. This video might be a little long, but I don't really care. This is good information. So obviously on watch point, I think we'll probably be running this comp. We'll probably see a lot of different comps on defense from other teams. But I'll try to keep it as consistent as possible, but who knows. It shouldn't really matter what our rotation is. It's going to be quite the same. But these are the most common rotations. Sometimes it'll change, but for the most part, a lot of these rotations on the map are going to be pretty consistent. So obviously we'll have a Symmetra TP us to this high ground. We'll have Ana, we can probably get Echo and Mercy up here TP'd as well. It doesn't really matter. They don't really need to take the TP, but I would like TP for Ana over here. While that's happening, Monkey can come to cart straight away. Try to push the cart a little bit. Okay, interesting. There's two carts. Then Tracer follows up as well. Once the cart gets around here, we can see a Monkey jump over here while Tracer continues to push cart along down here. While this is happening, Ana can make the rotation up here. Depending if anyone's in here, we probably shouldn't have to push in through here. I wouldn't want us to. It's a little dangerous if we can get stuffed in there. Ana can be over here. Echo can start flying around over here to get a different angle. Once we're ready, we can get a dive somewhere along here. Now, of course, debating on whether it's a hard dive, soft dive is dependent on whether the target is killable or not. Like, for example, we wouldn't really hard commit on a Winston too much if he can just jump away, so we can just soft dive and just push for map control. Things like that. I'm not going to go too in depth over that. This is just rotations that I would like to see. So let's say we push them out. We don't really get killed, but we push them back toward back a little bit. Let's say they push back here. I would like to see a little bit of rotations. Maybe you can continue coming this way. If you get pushed out, you can start moving up this way over here, or if you get pushed down here, you go under and rotate yourself somewhere, either on top here, but eventually you should be trying to make your way into the server room. Things like that. Echo can just help push this way. Monkey can try to get space over here, and then of course Tracer is just cart bitch, so you just push it under to a spot where it's a little bit comfortable until you can assist the dive somewhere. If they haven't been pushed off of here already, and they drop, and then you can't get any stragglers down here on the rotation back up to high ground. So we push this way, blah, blah, blah. Our rotates are like this, and then of course, Ana, make your way to the server room, and then our dive basically is going to be in this area most likely. I don't think anyone would stay low ground. That'd be absurd. So that's where our dive would look like. Let's move to the second point really fast. Of course, if the what the hell? Why is there a May here? Of course, if we've won the fight, okay, pretty cleanly, it's like a team fight, and then we cleaned up all the stragglers. Most of them won't be on high ground, right? That's kind of the goal. We want to try to get this team fight as quickly as possible, cap, right? So that way we can try to get control of this high ground space before they do, right? We don't want them to take middle of the ship. That would be tragic, right? So we need to try to get Tracer on cart, right? We would have our Ana make the rotation from server room, that's why you're in here, up to high ground straight away, either to this side or this side. Most likely it's this side, depending on if, like we had a review on Gibraltar, where their hog tracer would be over here. We don't really want our Ana over there. You kind of just make your rotation back over here. If they keep control of this room, which is kind of strange that they did, but they have their own hog. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's say we don't really get the team fight, and they're able to make the rotation up to high ground. Well, it becomes a little tricky. This is probably the most suppressive map to contest on second point, but it's still doable. It's just pressure, timing, things like that. Of course, we don't want to all come out of the same room or same door. It's just all focus fire on that door, pretty bad. So we kind of may want to separate it a little bit. We could have Echo Mercy over here. We can have our Ana and Monkey come out this way. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can even flip it if you want. It doesn't really matter. Tracer on a cart, pushing it as much as you can. You'll probably see Tracers meet you here, try to win the 1v1. To be honest, I think Liba does win consistently. So I trust him that he'll be able to just keep the cart pushing on this 1v1. So, but of course, if Ana needs to help, you can fire a few shots here as well. And then our dives will sort of kind of just try to get up here, try to push them off high ground, things like that. Try to get high ground control, blah, 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 blah. And of course, the rotation from this side is just over here onto this bridge, right? Cart's going to get pushed down here. Let's say we kill them all again because we're just so good. We get high ground control of the bridge, or the ship, I should say. Really nothing special, just high ground, right? If they pop out any of these doors, we can just dive. Right, this is sort of our kill boxes now. Let's move on to the third. Let's say they're over here. And again, this comp can change. It doesn't really matter which comp they're running. A lot of this rotation is, again, pretty consistent. So again, Tracer can be cart. We can make our rotation through here. You can start being over here if they try to contest here. If not, you can get down here. You can be pushing cart for a little bit, Serena, while Tracer can try to get control, like push here, try to get control of this room. Monkey can be around here looking for dives onto the high ground to try to clear them out. Same with Echo. You can come over here, rotate to this high ground while this cart is pushing. Right, we want to try to push them back as far as possible, right? Because most teams will probably set up something like this. If they were running this comp, I would say something like this. So of course we would try to get high ground. Once card gets to a certain point, we would like to have our Ana try to rotate up to the high ground as quickly as possible, and then pretty much you can just stand here for the majority of the time. If you want to make a rotation through here and up here, once we've pushed the cart, say around here, that's okay if you really want to, but just be careful how many of them killed, right? You wouldn't make the rotation here if they're all still up here. We haven't cleared it out, right? We can have the rotation over here, we can jump here, and then of course we have a flank coming around here. And again, there's probably going to be a Tracer 1v1 around here. The other argument is, like, a lot of people are like, okay, well, why can't Tracer play in this room? Well, it's a little awkward. There's really not too much pressure over here. Yeah, you have a mini over here as well, but this room, you get a little more pressure. It's a little more open room. You can get more cover on the side as well. You're a little more of a nuisance on this side. As far as this map goes, it's pretty much it for offense. For defense, it's really not too much different. Just control the high grounds like this, control the middle of the ship, right? Know where your kill boxes are here and here. Same thing here. Of course, we're gonna have the basics on a Winston. If we want to stuff this choke, we have Winston here, Ana here, and then make rotations back here, and then Echo Mercy over here, something like that, and then Tracer and Cart. So it's really not that much different. Let's go to a different map. I'm gonna pretty much speed run these as much as I can. There is a lot to go over. I'm not gonna do route. I'm not sure which comp I want to do on route, and the rotations are a little weird. Let's do Kings next. So let's take a look at this comp. So obviously we're not going to be running Ryan, we're not going to be running Moira, and we're not going to be running Soldier. Just this program does not have the Ramatra, doesn't have Sojourn, and it doesn't have Kiriko yet. I'm not sure when they're going to make that update, but again, I'm going to emphasize Moira is not Moira. This is going to be Kiriko. Everyone needs to pay attention here. Soldier is going to be Sojourn, typically, and then Ryan might be Ramatra. So, unless I say otherwise, but that's what our comp is going to be here. Again, Ramatra, Sojourn, Kiriko. So, if anyone comes to Scrim and it's like, why are we running Ryan here? Like, no, you didn't pay attention. It's not Ryan. Okay, freaking nerds. Of course, on defense, this is kind of the same idea. They might be running the exact mirror. So again, Ramatra, Sojourn, Kiriko. Okay, and take a note out where the position is here, because this is where I would like for you guys to be on defense as well, right? We can have, honestly, maybe here, but it doesn't really matter. Eventually, this is mostly the corner that I would like you to play. So probably here, but we'll see what happens on the rotation once this happens. Anyway, we come out, we're all cool and dandy. Tracer, if you want, you can try to clear this out, see what's in here. More than welcome to do that. If you see them, okay, well, try not to take this 2v1. Try to just get out as quickly as you can. Or if what we really want is, if we're pushing this, right, our core typically is going to go to the right up here, right? You can push this out if you guys want, but not all of you need to do that. Typically that's if they have like a May, we don't want to get walled off here, or if they really are trying to contest these areas, we can definitely make the rotation up there, but it's not needed, because all we need to do is basically we can have our core, like these three run around here, and then Soldier can kind of just jump up here by herself, especially if they're not running Monkey. I guess you're not going to get too hard focused, but just be careful that if they are running a Monkey, that making this jump with your shift is going to be very dangerous, because if they're running a Monkey, like I said, they can just dive you, and you might get fucked. So, not very fun for you. Now, and of course, I should see a little bit of pressure on the Sojourn, a little bit, to try to force her over here from your team, right? So that our Sojourn can take this high ground. So she'll be forced over here. You can either jump up here to try to contest the 1v1, or up here, just a little safer. But while it's happening, of course, we see the Tracer and Kiriko behind us. That could be a little dangerous. We have two options. Well, if we really want to try to hard stuff this, we can take the 4v2 behind, or what's probably better is try to just speed as fast as we can. Tracer, you can go here, depending on where they are, or make the rotation back here and get a flank. All right, so those are your two options. So play the left side, while Sojourn plays the right side, and we get angles from the left and right here, right? 3 angles, and we got the triangle, right? I've mentioned that before. So this is what I would like to see. Just rush these two, get the flank. Hopefully you can either kill this person or force her back. But again, this is what the typical rotation is like here. Now, if you're on defense, of course, you just go from the flank side. Just for Kiriko, just make sure that you can TP in time if this is happening, right? We don't want these three to be kind of stranded. Now, if we're on offense, we see the Kiriko TP and use Suzu. That's your target, obviously. So just push that, right? Push this, get get this, we push this, things like that. I hope that makes sense. Now, let's talk about tech point. Just quickly. So we've won the team fight, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. They're coming from spawn. Cool. Now, of course, we're going to have Tracer on cart. And then we're going to try to push for as much space as we possibly can. Pretty basic. Really nothing to it. Of course, knowing where we want to take the fight is important. I did a quick VOD for Serena yesterday. The biggest thing was that we got the kill, and a lot of them were coming out of spawn. And it's okay that we wanted to hold this, right? But cart's over here, so we don't want to take a fight all the way up here while cart's all the way down here, right? It's gonna be 4v5. Even if we have hold, it's still pretty risky. So we can do a little bit of poking over here, but we have to know that this is not where the fight's gonna be. So the cart was around here. I asked Serena where we want to take the fight, and it was 1, 2, or 3. Right, this is where the fight. 3 areas the fight can happen. I would say in this situation, we can try to poke as much as possible, see if we can get a pick from here, but we still need to try to get out, give them a little bit of space, and then we can try to take the fight here on this next corner while cart is pushing. The fight can happen here because Tracer can just blink and then get to the fight here, right? And we can take the 5v5. Of course, while that's happening, though, Tracer's going to be on cart. While it's happening, Sojourn can take angle over here, while Kiriko and Lucio just speed their Ramacha back here, right? So we can have your angle here, you can be here, you can control this right side of the room, map. Why does it do that? And then, yeah, Tracer joins, blah, 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 they come, and we win the fight because we're just so good. So now they're back in spawn over here. Now we push up, things like that. I think it was Barbie made a decision when we were trying to rotate that they made a rotation over here. That was a great rotation. I like this rotation up to the high ground. That was very smart. Where the card position was like around here, right? If we lost a fight, let's say we lost a fight and we have to contest, sure, that rotation like this, well done. So we're here now. Really not too much of a rotation thing. Tracer can play on the right. This looks so weird. On the right side where Mega is, kind of just harass. Ramacha, Kiriko. I mean, to be honest with you, Sojourn should try to be up here on the high ground as much as possible with Lucio to try to contest this high ground, right? We shouldn't get this up or give this up for free while cart's pushing. Pretty much it. I mean, once the cart's over here, Sojourn, Kiriko can be up here while Ramacha's kind of fighting down here with Tracer somewhere around here as well. Lucio speeding or standing around here on the wall. All right, not too hard. For defense on second point, I can give you a bit of an example of where possibly we could be set up. So of course, if we lost the fight, right, and we can't hold this choke, okay, no big whoop. The fight is gonna happen around here. We can have Ramacha right here. Lucio can possibly be up here with the Sojourn, speeding her around. But to be honest, I think I want him low ground to speed our Ramacha if he kind of gets in trouble. Tracer can look for these flank angles on the left or the right side, I guess, and then Kiriko here with our Ramacha. Okay, so this is kind of what I would like to see based off the position over here. Tracer can get flanks, harass from this angle, nothing too special. Same thing over here. We can see Sojourn or Sojourn here or here. Doesn't really matter. Ramacha here. Same with Kiriko on these corners. Tracer, you can be on this side or this side. Honestly, doesn't really matter to me. Just any flank angle that you decide. Over here you have minis, but over here you have a mega. So choose whichever one you want. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. And then, of course, just coming out of spawn. We can be here. Tracer, you can be flanking on this side using this side of the map with the Mega. Again, holding corners like this. I would like to see Sojourn and Kiriko hold the angle up here, or at least have our Lucio up here, try to hold it. But if they are really hard pressuring you, okay, well, then take the low ground. Use a corner, that's fine. Just don't give this up for free, but we're holding this corner. That's pretty much it for kings. Nothing too special. Which one's next? Junkertown. Sure. Okay, so again, this comp can vary. It can be Ramatra comp with Kiriko, Lucio, but we'll probably come out with Sigma comp with Sojourn. Again, Soldier is not Soldier, it's Sojourn here. So we'll probably run this, and then again, depending on their comp, the rotation doesn't really change too much, just target priority for Tracer. So like, say their Widow's back here, we can have Tracer try to flank and deal with that while we just push through the fight. But again, same concepts of Tracer should be looking to try to get flanks around either which side, doesn't really matter to me. Just know where your rotation option is. 2 minis or a Mega, right? So it doesn't really matter to me. Coming out, pushing this, we can make rotations so Sig can be on cart for a little bit, probably for the majority, right? Because in the middle we can use it as cover for you. Sojourn can, Sojourn can kind of try to get high ground positions with their BAP. Stop it. With BAP and Zen, they can come up here if they would like. Sojourn can come over here, try to get an angle over here as well. And again, we're just pressuring, if we're on Zen, pressuring the tank to move back. The only time you wouldn't need to pressure out the tank is, let's say, Hanzo's right here, and we're in good old LOS of the Hanzo. We can get the Discord here and try to just one-shot him and kill him if he's overextended, right? But other than that, again, push the tanks back as far as we can, and then we push for space. So the question is whether or not we have time for Sig to make a rotation out to high ground. It's a possibility. It's an option. Same with pushing BAP and Zen over to the high ground as well. Sometimes it's not very realistic. Let's say Tracer's kind of like on the flank over here. But that's an option, right? If we haven't won the fight by now and we haven't been able to push this, we can try to get the rotation up to the left and get these 3 onto high ground, and then push them off. Same with Sojourn. Sojourn can just jump whenever she wants, though. And again, Tracer looking for flank angles. So nothing really too special on that. Now, let's say we've won the fight here at this point. Okay. So I see a lot of issues here with our rotation. A lot of you just sit on a cart and we just push this through. Absolutely not. We shouldn't be doing that. So typically Widow changes into Ashe around here. So I'll put her in here. Okay. So a lot of the times teams were going to be playing high ground. Okay. This is underneath view of it. I could change it, but I'm not going to. But yeah, a lot of you, after we won the fight, we just stay in cart. This is the worst thing you can possibly do. Who stays in cart? We know this. Tracer. Tracer stays in cart. Everyone else needs to get their butts moving up to this high ground. Because we need to take control. A lot of the teams are just going to stuff you on this high ground once they die. They're going to regroup. They're going to move up here and then move up here. We need to try to get everybody up here as quickly as possible. The goal is to try to get this rotation and then get everyone up onto this high ground. Right? This is kind of the area we want to control on second point. Right here and over here as well. Right? Sojourn can take these angles over here while Tracer is pushing cart under. Right? and then these three can try to hard stuff these angles, right, on this side. Just be careful, Sojourn, that you don't go too far, right? You kind of want to still stay within LS of Zen, so you can just get your Harmony Orb if you need it. And of course, Tracer's just going to play a cart and then join the fight where she can, or if anyone drops, she can try to pick them off. Okay, that's what I would like to see. Second point, of course, is going to be rotated here. We win the fight. Of course, we're going to be pushing them out, either pushing them or getting kills, pushing them further back, but that's what the rotation is. A lot of teams are going to stand pretty much here. I don't see a lot of teams holding this corner. Most of them just say fidget spinner. You can see that it looks like a fidget spinner. That's why it's called that. Good. So same concept here, right? That's the second point, right? We have these four needing to try to take the high ground. Wow. Get high ground. Push him off fidget spinner while Tracer again just pushes cart. Right? Anyone that straggles off the high ground, Tracer can try to pick off, but you four to try to take this high ground, push them off, kill them, blah blah blah, whatever. We kill them, great. We're on high ground. We can try to get angles from here. It doesn't really matter to me. Zen could be up here. Same with Bap. Sojourn can kind of play over here as well. While Tracer puts card. Right. It's not rocket science. It's pretty normal to see this, right? So push high ground. Cool. Not too hard. I gave you basic positioning on where defense was, right? We just hold this high ground as much as we can. We get angles if we're on defense here. Tracer again. Contest cart. Pretty basic stuff. Let's see here. Let's move on to the next one really quickly. Fine. We'll do Havana. This one is a little bit tricky. Not really tricky, but there's a few things here. So let's talk about defense here. We have a little bit of options. A lot of teams like to just run double snipers, and they'll just probably run Sig, Bap, Zen, which is fine. However, the reason I don't like it... Why isn't there a cart on this one? Anyway, the reason I don't like it is it gives the attackers just free reign to just come out and take all of this map control for free. I don't like it. I mean, of course, you can look for picks, right? But if the enemy team is smart enough, they won't peek this line of sight pretty much at all. They won't need to. They can hide behind cart, and then they can take just angles from here and here and just get LOS of the snipers. It really shouldn't be hard for us to push the cart at least up to here until we have to look for a fight up here. Now, what I would like for us to do on defense is not this, because that's beta. I would like for us to run this sort of comp and then transition into the Sig. Now again, for you guys that are confused, this is a Sojourn. This could be a Ramattra or a Rhine. Doesn't really matter, but to be honest with you, Ramattra probably might be better here as well, so we might run that. Basically, we're just going to hard stuff this. We're going to spawn camp them, try to make it as hard as humanly possible. Now I'll tell you how to go against this if we were to be in spawn. Do I run out Widow? Okay, let's do it with our comp. Let's do it with our comp. So let's say we're getting hard stuffed. Let's say by whatever freaking brawl comp that they're running. Okay. We have to split this. Right? We have to split attention. We have to split. So here we would probably send out our Zen and Sig. Actually, do I want that? No. I want Bap Sig over here. Right? They need to come out first, though. Right? Pressure cycling matters here. Okay, so if these guys don't go out first, let's say these three come out this way and they go out first. Well, they're all going to rush you three immediately, right? And then this doesn't matter. Yeah, we can get the flank, but you guys are going to die a lot quicker than these two. So I don't want that. Go back. Go back. Oh, I'm confused. Okay. Yeah, so don't peek first. You shouldn't be peeking first. These two should be peeking first, trying to take the attention away of the brawl group, right? So they're going to try to hard push this and kill them. They're like, oh my god, they're coming out this way. Let's all rush them, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? We just back up a little bit into safety. This is where you three try to take the... actually, Sojourn could play over here. This is like kind of why I like a Widow instead, right? I would have the Sojourn on this side with these three, and then you come out Widow, right? And then you take this angle, and then you just absolutely start decimating from this angle, right? So once that happens, I would honestly probably have you switch back to Tracer, just get a few picks where you need it, try to weaken the brawl, and then we win the fight. So come out with Widow. This is how you'd stop the brawl. You would take these two after these three come out, right? Take the initial attention or pressure from this brawl, and then you two come out, and then you try to look for picks into the backline, right? You wouldn't be shooting the Rhine here. You wouldn't be shooting the Ramacha. That's silly. Go for picks, right? So that's how you kind of beat... that's how you beat the brawl when we're getting stuffed. So it's really not hard, but that's what we do. So while we're on defense here, right, we're gonna try to stuff them, blah blah blah. If we do absolutely get rammed in the ass like this a little bit, we should at least put up a fight somewhat and have ults coming up. It's fine. Stay on this comp. We can try to hard stuff them on this next point here with our ults. A lot of the times, most of the time that I've had teams run the spawn camp, but if not, like probably 9 out of 10 times, they were able to just hard stop this, right? They weren't able to cap after first. It's very, very strong. I've probably only seen it happen once where they weren't able to pass the first point. So this works pretty much the majority of the time. However, if it doesn't work, we do get stuffed. Okay, whatever, big whoop. We eventually swap into the SIG. This should be Tracer still. Yeah. So the SIG and then the Sojourn stays, and the only thing that's different is that Lucio goes into Zen now. That's the only difference, right? So we switch that here. We go, let's say, Tracer again on cart duty, tries to get flank angles. Sig plays around here with the BAP, Zen around here, and then Sojourn at a different angle. Something like this. Or if we want, we can do Sig here, BAP, Zen, and Sojourn over here with Tracer looking for flanks and cart control. Either one is fine. However, with this rotation, of course, this rotation kind of leads into low ground, so it's probably better to have Sig like this. Now, I don't know if I want Zen over here. I would kind of like to have them on a separate angle like this. However, these two need to be very careful if they are running a match or a brawl with a Lucio, and they can speed up to high ground and push you guys off. So you have to be very careful. Make early rotations if you have to. You can drop here, try to get back to this high ground. Try to put as much distance between you and them as possible, but this is okay. We should be providing a lot of pressure, and of course, depending on the comp, knowing who to discord is important, but I'm not going to go over that too much. So let's say we're over here. I don't think I've ever had to VOD third point in Overwatch 2 yet. So I don't know how I would want us to play. I mean, probably pretty basic. Probably something like this. I mean, we can switch back to Widow if you want, Liba, for this point. Widow on this point, very, very strong. Or if you want to run Widow instead of Tracer the whole time, it's up to you. That's also an option. And of course, never mind. Yeah, just you on Widow. I think we'd probably stay in Sojourn. So you can go Widow. This is kind of the basic setup. Really nothing too special about it. Let's talk about rotations on offense really quickly. Let's just put this comp here for now. Say they're running double sniper. Not really the biggest problem. So anyway, we're pushing cart. All right, try to stay out of LOS as much as possible. Sojourn, everyone can just kind of hug this wall, or do I want Sig here? Probably not. Tracer can probably just stay on cart. Try to stay out of LOS as much as possible while these four can make a rotation to here. That's probably the best thing. Yeah, against double snipers, this is kind of rough. Yeah, because you guys are going to get stuffed. Oh, the cart's getting pushed. Well, I don't know. Because either you go under and try to push this out, which is you're putting yourself at a disadvantage right away, but they do have double snipers. If you do get under here, you can probably out-brawl them here, but even then, that's still very dangerous. You wouldn't want to walk yourself unless we have like a Lucio Kiriko, or we run dive, so you would have to make a rotation through here, just do as much poking, try to get cart position, where they are forced off due to cart position. So you just really play for cart position, things like that. Try to look for picks off of their rotation, off of high ground. What happens, of course, if we do get picks and we do start winning the fight, right, and they really are pushed back, I would like to see these four try to get this high ground position, and of course Siggy can then start looking for corners to play, where you can obviously use natural cover. Again, Tracer is just pushing cart here. Really not too much of an issue. And again, same thing here. Let's say they're back over here. Oh gosh. We have options. Again, Tracer pushing cart. We could potentially have Zen take an off angle with Sojourn over here, while Sig and Bap push up here, right? We can do our own split. We could do that. Again, very dangerous if they are running a Lucio, for example, or they just hard commit to one side. It's very dangerous. So that is a thing. See, I don't know how good in this meta with Kiriko Lucio with this split on this comp, it could probably go very wrong very quickly. We probably need to be stacked, which again is probably not very good. Right, because again, if they're running Ramatra, they're just going to speed here. I guess this map is very just dependent on which comps are playing what, right? So if we're trying to do this and they're running Ramatra comp, we probably just mirror Kiriko Lucio and just try to take that. And again, with that type of comp, let's say we have the Brawl comp here instead. Still probably staying a Tracer for cart. We would just simply just speed up to to high grounds, right? We can go up here. However, if we do want to go here and they are running this type of comp, it's probably very bad because of all the LOS coming through here. We would probably want to go on this side and just meet them off here, right? This nullifies all the line of sight that this can provide here. So you can just push them all off. So that's the other side of the comp. And then, of course, offense. Look for corners to play. Zen, try to stay as far back as possible. If you're a tracer, we can push cart. Tank can push cart here along this area. Pretty basic from here. Just look for picks. I'm not going to talk too much about rotations on this third point. You just try to force it. I mean, I don't see a lot of anything around here. It's pretty much just this area. Zen just stays a little farther back. If we do push the cart here, we're able to take space, and Sojourn can take high ground. And then Sig can stuff a corner. Nothing too special there. So I did this. I'm not going to do root. Probably not. We'll see if I want to do Eichwald. Dorado. Look at the setup. So again, this comp can vary a lot. There's just so many comps that you can run. You can literally run the Monkey comp with Ana Zen, Bab Zen. Probably not Bab Zen for Monkey, but you can run Ramantra comp. You can run Kiriko Lucio Monkey comp. Like, there's just so many different comps that you can run. Doesn't really change too much what our rotation is. I think our comp possibly could be the Ana Mercy, and then Echo Tracer here. I think that's what we're going to be running. I don't know if I want Lucio instead or Kiriko instead, but if we really need to, we can do Kiriko Lucio here. But I think these three are going to stay the same. I think I want these three on this map. Either who, if we are running the Ana, of course, we don't want her on cart as much as possible. We would have Tracer, Monkey. Oh gosh, they just disappeared. What the fuck? Okay, cool. Tracer, Monkey can push for a little bit until they need to clear these high grounds, right? So these three, their job is to push these two off as much as possible. We don't want these two to just have this for free. Right, Echo can check one. Tracer majority of the time is just going to be pushing cart. She can't really get up to those. But yeah, these two need to try to look to see and clear these angles, and on top of this one as well. Right, our Ana should be trying to make a rotation to the high ground over here. If we're playing Ana, I would like the Ana to make this rotation around over here. Right, now our job, the rest of the team's job, is to try to make that as painless as possible by clearing this out, clearing the back here. If the cart is being pushed here, to clear this out for her as well. Right, obviously we're just gonna be here with our Echo while Tracer's cart bitch. Right, so we clear this out. Right, we don't need to necessarily look for kills at this point. We're looking for map control and things like that. Once they're all stuffed over here, then we can look for dives at this point, right? We can push for a cart, we can push over here, and then look for a nade around here or in here, or if they're making rotation in here. So that's what the majority of that looks like. Now if we're running, let's say, Lucio, Kiriko, so again, once I take out Moira, this is Kiriko, so just be careful not to get that confused. Pretty much the same. We're looking to clear out these high grounds while Tracer is just pushing cart. It's really not much of the difference. We can look for this, we can clear this out, but again, just a lot of clearing angles as much as possible. And then if they're all pushed back, then we just look for an engage like this. It's not too difficult. So it's like this. We look for corners. We have cart pushed by Tracer. If she needs to get into the fight like this, you can leave cart alone, and then we push as 5 into this, and we just push them out. Right? Push them out, kill them. Same thing. Doesn't matter. rotations aren't very precise here, except if we had an Ana, of course, but I already explained that the rotation for Ana is this way. We don't want her on cart. And then the rest of you just, again, clear out high grounds. So we push, we push, we push. Now we get to this point. Again, Tracer's on cart. Now if we were running Ana here, doesn't matter. Our rotation should all be going, except for Tracer. Our rotation needs to be this. Stop it. Push. Our rotation should be looking to go under here and getting this high ground, right? If we're running Ana, we all need to be here running with her because we need to protect her on this rotation. Now, if we're running this comp with the Kiriko, well, we don't need to be raking in this rotation. We can just all try to get and force this high ground together, right? Because all of you can jump, Kiriko can TP, Lucio can speed up here as well. So you guys shouldn't have a problem trying to get up to this high ground. But then we can try to control this, we kill them, or we try to push them backwards, and then if they're Ana, or for some reason if they're running an Ana on defense, why is it doing that? Just look for the dive back there, right? Just push carts, blah blah blah, blue blue blue. Do I want Kiriko Lucio's split? Not too much, but they die. We can look for kill box. Stop it. If they respawn, we can look for kill boxes here and here. It's pretty much the only spots. I don't think they'll ever come up this way after they die. But yeah, just look for the kill boxes down here. Posture for those. Really nothing too special. But I probably want to explain this again. Again, if we're running Ana, all of us need to be rotating up this way. We can go through here, but probably not. I would like to see you guys try to rush through here and then push out the high ground this way and push them out. So we push for cart, blah blah blah. We push cart. Our rotations don't really change with Ana or Kiriko Lucio. Okay, let's go put these guys here. Try to get high ground this way. Make a rotation. Push them out. Right. We don't need to have all you guys on cart and then it's okay. Cart Tracer cart here. We don't need to be on cart and looking for this dive here. We all do that from here. It's better. Right. We don't take a lot of LOS from here and a lot of poke damage before the dive. Right. That's the biggest thing with dive is trying to reduce the amount of spam damage we're taking, so we don't take a lot of obviously damage where we would have to use a cooldown early or more early than we would have liked. So we just push this out, kill them, whatever, doesn't really matter. Just basics, push them out, kill them, doesn't matter. Push cart, blah blah blah, and then we hold corners, so we can hold this corner here. Things like that, not very difficult. I can talk about defense positioning a little bit here. Depending if we're running Ana Mercy or Kiriko Lucio. Again, Monkey could be here. If our Tracer can be up here, that'd be cool. Dandy, same thing with our Echo Mercy, could be up here as well, holding this high ground. With our Ana back here or over here, but probably not over here. You're very diveable, so play over here. If you need to get peeled, that's fine. Again, Tracer, you need to be looking for a cart push, trying to pressure that out. But yeah, we just stuff them here. Now, if you're running Lucio Kiriko, Lucio Kiriko, instead of this, again, same idea. You guys can play pretty close. Nothing too special. I mean, Kiriko, if you want to be on this side as well, you can get this angle. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys can hold this. If not, if you guys need to make rotations, obviously rotate back to high ground. You can TP back with them, and then we play high ground. Tracer can just look for card position, card contest. If we need to back up, again, hold corners, hold this corner, hold this corner. If they are here, of course, then we just hold high ground. Again, Tracer underneath. This is pretty standard. Just hold the high ground corners. Same thing over here. Right, hold high ground, hold corners. The whole shebang. Just hold it. Let's do a different one. What is the last one? I can vault. Oh, okay. Last one. Last one very quickly. Okay, so as far as defense goes, remember we'll have Tracer Kiriko behind here. We'll probably run the Ramatra here, but this is just for whatnot. If they're running this comp, again, you can see Arista comps, you can see Sigma comps, you can see Monkey comps maybe. It doesn't really change our rotation too much. But yeah, let's say we're running our Ramatra comp here again. These three are going to be holding this corner. We got these two on the flank. Depending on whether or not Kiriko, you need to be looking for this early TP to make sure that we can hold this corner. Okay, while Tracer looks for a flank. Right, but while this is happening, while this pressure is happening from here, you need to have pressure this way. Right, we can't have this pressure coming from this way from the flank and then you guys pushing out. Right, you see how that doesn't look good. We don't want this pressure going this way while this pressure coming this way. We need to collapse onto this as much as possible, right? Even if we were on a reset, it doesn't really matter. Okay, just so you know when to TP early or not. You don't need to stand here for very long, right? You're not gonna do a little bit of damage, but you need to make that TP. But as far as offense, of course, if we're running this way, we need to be speeding as much as possible into this core, right? Because this can force, if we're running this, say the enemy team is running this as well, if this forces the TP and Suzu, okay, great. We can have that pressure and kill the Kiriko into this group here, right? That's what we can force. But while it's happening, yeah, we're going to have a Tracer on our flank. So Lucio, you should be the one marking that, just pushing her away, being a nuisance, but you still need to be with the team speeding them in, okay? Everyone shouldn't be looking back. The only one that needs to be looking back is Lucio. Monty, you need to be calling out, okay, I got Tracer on the back line, but push in. Okay? Or say, I've got Tracer marked, go. Something along the lines that your team knows, okay, we don't need to worry about this Tracer on our flank, we can just go. Okay? If we want, while this is happening, right, we have this, these three, again, Moira is Kiriko. Pushing through, we can have Tracer look for the flank on this side. Okay, right, so we push them in, so we'll have a little bit of target focusing a little bit, right? So we'll have these three looking this way, you looking back for the Tracer, of course, but you should be still within your team looking backwards, and then Tracer with this flank here. Okay, nothing too special. We win the fight, that's great. They're in spawn. They're coming out of spawn. While we win this fight, what needs to be happening? Of course, we're going to be trying to get cart. Stop it. Obviously, we're trying to cap. Tracer gets onto cart. What we need to try to get the high ground as quickly as humanly possible, right? Try to get this position. It's as simple as just trying to rotate up here once we've won the fight. If you can't, well, let's say they all are able to recontest and they're all on high ground. Well, you can try to make the rotation in as quickly as possible. But again, a lot of the times when I'm seeing you guys in the review is that you guys are trying to shoot while you're making this rotation. No. In Brawl, the weakest point of Brawl is their rotation, right? So we shouldn't be trying to shoot on our rotation. It's just a mistake. Don't do it. So if you want to make the rotation, then try to push them off. That's a possibility. Another possibility is that if we can't really get to the high ground, if we're absolutely getting oppressed, you can try to play under and just wait for card position and just force them out that way. Or we can try to go through this way, speed as quickly as possible here, and then push them off high ground this way. Again, all while Tracer pushing cart. Okay. Of course, you can look for stragglers that fall off, or if you want to try to contest with them while cart's in a good position, you can follow up here as well, or you can go underneath and get the a flank. It's up to you. It's just dependent on really where the cart is. Right? If cart's here and then they're all pushing here, I mean, you can't really do much here at that point. So just keep the cart pushing, see what damage you can take or give from the low ground position. So we push them off, cool. We win the fight. Blah, blah, blah. Again, we shouldn't all be on cart, right? We voided this. We shouldn't all be here. We need to be stuffing corners, angles, right? So we can have Tracer and cart. Still. We can have Sojourn, Lucio holding one angle here. And we can have Kiriko, Ryan holding another angle. And we should be calling out which angle that they're coming out of. If we're on defense though, right? We shouldn't all be coming out one angle, right? Because that's bad, right? They'll just rotate and hold hard stuff as here, right? We need to try to split the focus as much as possible, right? If we're on defense, split it, right? And it's depending on pressure cycle. We should be having a tank move out first, while then the other three push out second. To be honest, I probably would like the tank probably could go mega, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But yeah, tank should be coming out first. This forces this backwards, right, to try to stuff this corner, and then you three come out this way, get the flank, right? So that's how we would recontest if we were on defense here. And of course, if we're on defense here, we just try to hold high ground. Really nothing special. Okay, so hard stuff these corners while Tracer's pushing cart, and now we're in. Cool. We kill them, we either win or we push them back. This is the corner we hold here on defense, here or here. If we were running Sojourn can try to stay up here. Lucio, Kiriko help down here, and then Tracer again looking for these flank angles around here. Okay. Here on offense, if we were running Ramacha again, Kiriko, we just hold this. We speed. Sojourn can hold this. At this point, Tracer doesn't necessarily need to be on cart because we can. The core can hold cart. Again, Tracer, you would be looking for these angles, probably looking for to take the 1v1. A lot of Tracers actually, I don't see them holding this, which is surprising. So you actually might be able to just hold this entire area, even get into the back line here for free. I mean, a lot of people don't play in here, which is mind-blowing to me. So we just push cart. Sojourn can be here, and then eventually play up onto the high ground here, and then we just push it in. You can either try to get up here if you want to as well. This could be very, very good while Tracer's on this side, right? And we can create that nicely formed triangle. Yay, yippee. As far as rotations and everything like that on these maps, I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, just DM me. Hopefully I can get this out before scrim. It's pretty quick, but that's just general rotations. I don't think it should change too much based on comp, but again, if there's a comp that oppresses one of these rotations, we can try to figure out a different comp, and then maybe the better rotations for those. But for the majority of it, even if we were running like a SIG comp on this, you would still make the same type of rotations anyway, so shouldn't change too much. But yeah, that's it. Bye.